This time, we're sucking eggs, smashing flowers, and spending a night at the museum.
Sorry for leaning on you, pregnant lady. Hi.
But it's okay. It's all in the name of science. Our school is back with a brand new bunch of students.
The tour starts here. Let's go.
You'll see everything that goes on in secondary school.
I can't cook.
There'll be lots of fun. That's acting, darling.
Acting, darling.
And plenty of drama.
I am not teaching this way.
I wish I hadn't given him them fish treats earlier.
Welcome to our school. One of the brilliant things about secondary school is that if you love science, you get the chance to have a go at some really cool stuff. And in fact, this week we're going to be celebrating all the many wonders of science. Today's Year 8 lesson.
Bags under the tables, ladies and gents. Sit to your booklets, writing equipment out.
Mrs. Kramer has to come in for a special science lesson taker. Our very own head teacher, Mr. Lord.
We all turn this way. Is that Reuben there? Are you not turned right round? Come on, sit up. Look this way. Okay. Science is my subject, and I think all the kids should just have the best experience in a science lesson. Bit of a theme for today's lesson. 50 years since we stepped on the moon.
Strap yourselves in, Year 8. Our head teacher is about to take us on a journey into space.
We're going to do a sequence of experiments today. And hopefully we're going to find some answers out about space, how we can get into space, and a whole range of different things. A voyage of discovery together.
When we learn by doing experiments, I start to enjoy it.
Do you trust me, Ben?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Just in case, I don't trust myself. So actually, let's just do something.
Oh, well.
Here we go. Stick that on your head, just in case. Mind your hair. Are we liking the look of Ben, Tom?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's too big. Oh, it's gonna go all...
Just step back, just in case. You can take your silly thing off now, and that's fantastic. Why was that able to happen?
Was it like because you put pressure on it and maybe like the bubbles hold the mat in place?
I didn't put that much pressure, but I like your word pressure. I love your word pressure.
Great experiment, but this lot still need to get their heads around air pressure. Luckily, Mr. Lord has another egg experiment up his sleeve.
What have we got here, ladies and gents? Fingers crossed, hard-boiled egg. Get that in there. Hang on. Can it go?
No.
Right, pull it out again. Right. Are we ready? Just get that burning. Right, stick that at the top of there. Down. With great difficulty. So, was that being sucked in, that egg?
No.
Because there's less air inside when you burn some of it away, the air pressure outside pushes that egg inside, showing that there's a load of air pressure outside. We study what's on Earth, first of all, then we can get out into space and into the universe.
And that's exactly where Mrs. Kramer is taking everyone next. Well, sort of.
This is your rocket, and this is your fuel. You want one little squirt of our fuel called methanol today in your bottle.
Ever wondered how a rocket makes it into space?
Okay, once you put that in, put your lid on and give it a swirl around. Then roll it in your hands once to warm it up a little bit. Not tip it out, just swirl it round. Fine, put the lid on. Okay, and that's your fuel. Shake. Feel it. Yeah. This is the jetpack. Right, the jet engine. Ready? Light splint.
That came straight back to you. I was so scared from the bottles. They went whoosh, and I was like, that's what I did. I'm not even joking. You just look across the room, suddenly flying out of nowhere.
That's liftoff. Now it's time for Year 8 to do the same.
If we've learned one thing, ladies and gents, it's the power of air pressure. Take your booklets with you, stand up behind your seats and wait in silence, please.
We do love science at our school, don't we, Katie?
I've never understood it. It just makes no sense. Like, my brain is like trying to calculate. Nope, won't go through. It's straight through. Does science just tells about how the world works? Like, in general?
Science is pretty cool, and you can do quite a few things with it, with static electricity to heat.
ESA's made of science. I'm made of science. Everyone in the world is made of science.
Doctors would need to use science, dentists, opticians, don't know what that's called, a hearing dentist. A hearing dentist? A hearing doctor. That's probably just a doctor. Science is the study of phenomena, and that is actually the real definition in the dictionary.
Nice one, Issa. But then I'm not surprised. Issa loves science. He lives with his mum, dad and 2 sisters.
My 2 sisters are called Fatima and Syra. Fatima's a bit mischievous, and Syra's sometimes a bit bossy.
But his sisters are great students whenever Issa puts his science teacher hat on, which is quite often.
Right, today I'm going to tell you an experiment that I learned at school. So first, you want to get the bicarbonate soda. I love doing science experiments at home with my sisters, and Fatima's always very fascinated by any little thing that happens. And then you get the red food dye, and this will actually do anything, but it's just to make it look colourful. One of my heroes is Albert, because he is a scientist and I love science, and I just think that he was very clever and brought new things into the world that we didn't know before.
How did you do it?
So basically, vinegar is an acid and the bicarbonate soda is a base, so it'll be the acid and base reaction.
Issa's other big interest is cricket.
I've been playing cricket since I was 3. Hi guys. So this is my uncle, and this is my cousin. We've been playing cricket together since we were in nappies. Cricket because my whole family's into cricket. So over there that's my uncle, and over there that's my dad. I would love to be like my dad and uncle on the way they play cricket, and I think if I put a bit more training in, I'd be better than them.
It sounds like Issa has a few big ambitions for the future.
I'd want to be an athlete when I'm older, so or be a scientist. So I think those are my top 2.
When you come in, you need to leave your bags down on the right-hand side and then just stand at the front in front of me.
So, Issa loves science and he loves sport. He should enjoy what we've got in store today then. We've arranged an afternoon of fun, hands-on activities for Years 7 and 8, with experts who will show how science plays an important role in the world of sport and medicine. It's a great way for any budding scientists to see all the different careers that might be available to them one day.
And if you're interested in any kind of sports profession, this is the kind of thing that you might end up going into. It's a bit of a combination between science and sport.
The hall has been transformed into what looks like a giant obstacle course by sports scientist Toby.
We're going to do a sports science workshop. Any athletes in here? A few people. What sorts of sports do you play? Go on.
Football. No, I do cricket.
Cricket. Very nice, okay. So a lot of those different sports using these testing equipments to see how good they are at sports, okay?
The purpose of the session was to show us that, like, sports and science can be, like, mixed.
Does anyone know what we might be looking at here? Ball throw speed. Who would need a good ball throw speed?
Cricketer. A bowler.
Cricket player, a bowler. So the world record for this is 105 miles an hour. That's what you're aiming for.
The world record's 105, so, like, how'd you get it that fast?
It's a good question, Harry. But still, it'll be fun trying.
I quite like the ball throw because I'm quite good at it.
Little bit of a run up. Oh, what a nightmare. What is that?
Cricket Mad Martha is determined to improve her speed.
Stand a little bit closer. There you go.
Oh, that's rubbish!
Maybe work on your technique.
Bit of a run up. Throw as high as you can.
I can move.
Fixed it.
Yeah, I'm always getting, like,
Throw it with your strong arm.
And change your mindset.
all you have to do is just think of someone who you really don't like and just throw the ball. Basics!
Yes, Martha.
I didn't really think that sports and science would go together really well, but now I know that it would be really cool to try and think like that.
While our sports scientists are trying to break world records, the rest are getting their pulses racing, exploring the science behind staying healthy.
So around the room, we've got a piece of medical kit on every table that's either used to diagnose someone or it's used to train a different type of medic.
There was like 5 or 6 different stations with like all the stuff that they've learned how to do and they do on actual humans.
It's time for our school to steady their hands
Why did he not bleed? There's no pressure behind it at all.
and have a go at some of the most pioneering procedures in medicine, like keyhole surgery.
Look at me! Look at that!
One thing's certain, medicine isn't a profession for the faint-hearted.
Oh, that's a really good heartbeat.
Nice and steady pulse. Very quiet though. Your blood vessels must be really deep inside.
But for science-loving Ether, the session is proving to be an eye-opening experience.
Why do my blood vessels like go like a Spider-Man?
Because that's what they do. They come through the centre, they come in one point and then they sprout out around the outside.
Science has changed the world because it's given people a lot more understandings about stuff, how things work.
Over in the hall, our sports scientists have been getting to grips with all the different types of technology used by top athletes to improve their performance. Measuring power, perfecting balance,
4 seconds.
and sharpening those agility skills. Great for our footy players.
6 seconds. That's nearly.
And for one final challenge, the speed tunnel.
You're going to race against Usain Bolt. We've got his 100-metre world record time, and we split it into the first 10 metres. So you're racing over his first 10 metres. The time to beat is 1.74 seconds.
Can they beat the fastest man on the planet?
Perfect. 2.52 to beat.
Who's that? Wilson. He's fast. First one I did was a 10-metre sprint. Now I beat Usain Bolt.
Amazingly, this lot seem to be smashing the record.
162! That's a new one! I got 162!
Hang on a minute. Usain Bolt doesn't get a nice big run up.
Well, I don't know if I am faster than Usain Bolt. Maybe when he's like 60.
We'll wait and see on that one, Harry.
Look at my head.
Meanwhile, our junior doctors are getting to know their bodies, inside out. Thanks to the wonders of science.
I can't even see you now.
The thing about all this technology is there's no hiding your excitement. The heart rate doesn't lie.
Right, now put that there. It's cold. No, it's what?
We went to 94 beats a minute then. You're obviously being excited because you're in my session, that's all.
Just keep it still, keep your arms straight and still.
I think it's safe to say Issa's enjoyed this session.
I think that after doing medical mavericks, like, it was good because it's giving me a bit more information about the job that I want to do when I'm older.
But Issa's voyage of scientific discovery is about to move on to a whole new level. As part of our Science Week celebrations, we've been igniting enthusiasm and sharing some fascinating facts.
The air pressure outside pushes that egg inside.
And now, for our keenest scientists, a mind-blowing adventure awaits. Mrs. Kramer and Miss Carr brought Issa and 6 of his fellow explorers to the Eureka National Children's Museum in Halifax for an after-hours, access-all areas tour.
You're going to be doing the best thing ever, of course, which is some science. Okay? Even better than the science we do at school.
Even better than Mr. Law's lesson, where we just get out really well. Massive flame.
The best bit, they'll get to bed down among the exhibits for a night at the museum.
It was, like, really fun, and we had the whole place to ourselves.
It's not that easy to just like book a sleepover at the museum.
We can just party here, like, play with whatever we want.
But it's not all play. Our science stars are about to get down to some serious business. Well, sort of serious. Chris is here to demonstrate some mind-expanding and hair-raising experiments.
There are lots of kinds of electricity. This kind of electricity you get from lightning storms. You get it from rubbing balloons on. Yeah, static electricity. So, that's where this machine comes in.
I got to be the assistant for the static thing, so I had to put my hand on the silver ball and then my hair just went everywhere.
And again, a bit more of a shake. Same look at everyone else. I think that is working spectacularly well.
Next, a chance for Issa to demonstrate his nose for science.
Right, there's a really weird switch to turn this on, okay? Okay, ready?
Does my nose work?
Right, should we
I
see?
know why. Is it because it's a complete circuit, so the electricity, like, runs through your body?
Exactly, so when you touch my hand, it completes the circuit.
I really found the experiments interesting. It's something that I've never really seen before.
If you want to see something completely new, try seeing what happens when you take a delicate flower and you dip it in liquid nitrogen, which has a temperature of nearly 200 degrees below freezing.
Right, take it out now. And smash it. Hey, that was pretty good, I would say. Pretty good.
My favourite science experiment was flour in the liquid nitrogen. Just because, like, I've never seen that before. Flowers are known to be soft things, like they don't, like, just smash.
That was spectacular. Absolutely brilliant.
It was really shocking the way it works, like how cold liquid nitrogen is. That can just freeze anything. It is minus 128 degrees Celsius.
Which is colder than the moon.
Oh! So what I have here is I have some gas, and as I fill the tube, there is holes all the way along the top. But in this end, there's a speaker. If you get just the right note, those sound waves just interact in the right way. They cancel out just at the right point.
Now it's Flora's chance to perform scientific magic with a little melody.
better than good. They were like extraordinary. Sorry, Mr. Lord, but they were better than yours.
It's okay, Hudson. I won't tell him.
We're getting to the end of the bubble mix. Let's see if we can
With
get
everyone's minds well and truly blown,
down. Oh, there we go.
there's just time for a torch-lit escapade.
I think my favourite moment was when we were like just exploring and could do like whatever we want to. The master plan!
Burning off all that excited energy
Is this even a note?
guys, before bedding down.
Okay. Sweet dreams. Night-night.
Night-night.
Right, good night, gentlemen. See you in the morning.
I wonder what we're dreaming about tonight.
Please, will all the boys and girls wake up and get their lazy bums out of bed and go brush their teeth. Hope you enjoyed your night. Thank you.
So, Isa, has this latest scientific adventure helped make your ambitions any clearer?
Because the experiments were really good. Everything was just so cool. It's made me even more sure that I want to be a scientist though when I'm older.
Here at our school, with the appliance of science, just about anything is possible.
Are you ready to go back to school? Yes!
Next time, our school has an exciting visitor.
When he yawned, he went like this.
Who can it be?
This is Stan.
Looking at me if you can, but what were the problems?
You're missing Uranus. Jupiter's 1,400 times bigger than the Earth. Using that simple math, that I'll put it in Aqua, and the one time it could be Aqua. Earth and Venus are the exact same size. Venus is smaller than Earth in that picture. If the moon